I'll start with XRP, and I'm pretty much going to say what I'm saying yesterday. It's just developed on a little bit more, yeah. You can see price action did a drop yesterday. We're doing a retrace from this morning. You can see this. I put this line in. It's just the center line moving through, and you see it touched off the center line there. And I think it's going to head back down again, yeah. And I reckon that we're looking at the next level down. You can see the level here touched. The next level down is down around here, yeah. So I reckon it could go as far as 31, maybe even a little lower. But I still have my take profit at 31.50, yeah. Now when I put the fib on it, you can see it bounced to the golden pocket, back up to the 0.5, and again I think we're coming down for the 786 today, yeah. We may even be doing a double bottom depending on the news that comes out today from the Fed and stuff. That may push the markets down a little bit more, yeah. I'm not sure about a greater breakout, but it may bring it down to a double bottom, yeah. But regardless of what's going to come Fed-wise, I do believe that we're coming down here anyway, yeah, to the 786. Now, with regards to break down and the break up, the bigger breakout is, I know there's a lot of lines here. You can see that the pink channel here, and the breakout of the pink channel here is again 30-20. That's the basic target here. There's the bottom of this price action here. But now these two lines I showed you before, yeah. I'm gonna bring them forward just so you can see. They're an axis. There's an axis point here, and there's another axis point I have. So I'm going to show you both. So this one, you can see it here, is from the drop here. You can see resistance becomes support, a pass through for resistance, then back into support. So this line here, yeah, and then the axis is, look at this line here. Is it becomes support, is then a drop through, is support on this line, resistance on this line, resistance on this line again, resistance on this line again. So you can see why I'm calling this an axis point. Potentially, is if we do get a breakdown, is this looks like we're coming back to somewhere on this line here. So we could get a drop here, a consolidation, and then another drop, and land somewhere around 23. Maybe even lower, maybe even down here. But that would be a big spill. That would be the Fed going up to 1 point and possibly a nasty spill down there. So now that's one. Okay, so now this, I'm going to just fade these back out again, or maybe I won't. I'll leave them there for now. The other axis point I have is this one. This one here. Again, I'll blow it up, bring it. Oh, that. I'll bring it forward. Did the wrong thing there. Okay. I meant to pick this yellow line here. No, still missed it. Ah, there it is there. So this yellow line here and this yellow line here. Okay. Now this, actually I better do this one as well. So now we have another axis point here. Okay. So you can see the wedge. So you can see the wedge that this is playing out on, yeah. Now there's also a channel line here as well, yeah. Maybe I should put that in. Do I have that somewhere else? I think I have that there. Let's see if this goes to the right place. No, it's the same one. Okay. Just bear with me for 1 sec. this one here. Yes, there it is. So you can see that I'll load this up as well. There it is. Okay, so when I zoom out onto the daily, you can see what I'm doing here is that you've got this channel, and again this is when you see this getting broken, this is when we're really heading for new all-time highs, yeah. But also there's this wedge within it, yeah. So now when I zoom in, you can see where they meet here, and there was a touch of price action here. But now when I zoom in further, now you can see the new axis here, yeah. So, well, it's not new axis, but just I'll show you the point I'm trying to make, yeah. Is that for the price action to break up, we need to stay above this. For the proper pump, we need to stay above this, right there. So we can get a drop. We can get a drop down, even if we do a double bottom here. We got to be careful that we're dropping back into the wedge. We're breaking out of the arc line here. If we did a double bottom here, potentially we come back to a back test and then a greater breakdown. So that's what we got to be really careful of, yeah. If we get the drop down and it does a It does a 786, hits the target, even drops a little lower, but doesn't break this yellow line, then what we could be getting is a bounce here, and then away up to the breakup. So this level here, these two lines are again an axis point. So now you can see that the bouncing along for support. It broke out, it back tested. So again, support. It broke through here. We got to see if it's going to break through and back onto this line for support. So if this line can hold for support and this line becomes support again, we'll have the bounce and we'll go up. If it breaks, then we're heading down. So that level here, that level right here is 31.35. 31.35. But there will be a play again, potentially a play of price action between these. So that's what I'm watching. That's what I'm watching today. So if price action does drop down here, it'll be very interesting to see how it behaves once it starts to make an effort back up. Yeah. If it doesn't get down here at all, it bounces and it starts working along here, it's a much better sign that maybe we're having the lift up. Yeah. Doesn't mean we can't have a deeper breakdown at a later stage, but for now, whatever the way this plays out is even if it goes up, we may come for lower lows later. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. So that's what I'm looking at, and then for the break down to the target I'm just looking at what it's doing right now. Yeah. So this is the 1 hour and the 20 EMA, the white, and the 55 EMA, the blue. You can see the spill here. You can see the crossover, the crossover, the drop down tests the 20 here, and again it's testing the 55 here. Yeah. So now I would be looking to see this come down again. If it started to break the 55 on the hour and start to get up above it, that's a different story. I think then that we're going up for a much higher movement. But it looks like this is holding and it's going to turn. Yeah. When I zoom down into the 15 minute, as you can see, it's close. There's been a pump up. When I zoom into the 5 minute, again you can see the lift up and it bouncing along. So one of the things short term I'll be looking for is to see the 5 break, get back below the VWAP, and then see that continue through. We're seeing the 20 break the 55 and the 15, and when I see the 15 breaking, then I know, then I'd feel far more confident that we're coming down for the 786 or possibly lower. Yeah, so that's what I'm watching out for. If you're looking for a short trade, is when you see on the 15 minute, when you see the 20 cross the 55, is what you'll get is you get the initial push down, you get a back test, and then it will go for the bigger push. So that will be a pattern that if you see a break, come back to back test, and then when it moves down again and breaks the lower push away, back test. When it breaks, let's say this is the first push away. When it breaks this is a nice solid confirmation for entry into a short on the 15 minute, yeah. And then the target would be, I have my target at 31.50. 31.70 is the 786, 31.50, and I'm well aware that it could actually come to 31 a bit lower, yeah. But I'll be happy to take it at 31.50. So that's me.
Mark his words.
No, that's it. No, that's it. I'm taking my profit. I'm taking my profit. And I might be sharp. Sorry, actually, let me point out one more thing. This might be a fast move. Just from the point of view of the 4 hour. On the previous, if I show you the stock here, yeah, the stock RSI. So this is the bigger moves. There's a lot more up and down here, but you can see here it broke through the oversold, came back up once, and then came down again, and that was the last dip down. Yeah. Equally here, broke into it, did a little zigzag here, and all the way up to here. But then this was a bullish divergence. This actually came down and did a breakdown. So now look, you can see the pattern here, and again it's up, and again it's looking like it's going to turn and potentially come down for one last time. So now let me show you this on the chart here. Yeah. So this one here, the first one I showed you down here, came down actually here, came back up, and then it came down here. Yeah. And then it shot up for the 20 MA and EMA. Yeah. So you can see potentially is when this comes down, it could be a nice steady spill like this, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4 nice 4 hour candles, or we get potentially something much sharper. So this one here is and this one and this pattern wise are looking a bit closer. You see it breaks through, comes up a little dip, so breaks down, lifts up, little dip. Now then it takes a journey up. Okay, but now look at this. It reaches here, and then look at this. This is a swivel candle, but look in 1 4 hour candle all the way down. So this one here all the way down, very fast in 1 4 hour, and then up it went, and then that's when we had the turn here. Yeah. So the pattern here is quite similar. We've had our break below, we've had our dip. It's come back up. Here's a little up and down over a couple of 4 hour candles, and again potentially is now we're and you can see the stock coming up on the 4 hour. Potentially we're looking at possibly this 4 hour candle coming down hard and fast. Might be 1, might be 2, if I'm right. So the last thing I'm going to point out is look where the stock is. You go, yeah, Roy, the stock is on the way up, so look, it looks like it's got space to go. But look at it here. Is when this came down, this red candle here, look where the stock is. It's 3/4 of the way up. Look where the stock is here. On this one here is again on this big move down on this one is look where the stock is. There. So the stock is on the way up, and you get this sharp pull down. Yeah. This one, and the stock's just coming out of the oversold. Now this one here is more complicated because there's a much bigger spill here, so there's more volatility. There's a similar story going on in here, but it's much easier to explain it in these ones. It's simpler. And then this one is in this wave pattern rather than on the bigger drop breakout. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. So super cautious about what might happen here with regards to the 4 hours, this 4 hour, the next 4 hour, is we could get that sharp move down, or it could be 3 or 4 hours coming down. And as I said to you, watch out for the 20 on the 55 on the 15 minute as your confirmation. And that's it. So that's me done now. So there you go. I still think it's heading to 31.50. Not so sure about 34 now, to be honest. Not so sure about it. Is when my target gets hit here, hopefully, but I expect, I'm going to sit back a little bit and just watch it. And the Fed news is coming out later on today as well. So once I hit my targets here, yeah, I'll just watch it a little bit. I'll wait for a really strong confirmation on one direction, and then I might look to hop in. Yeah, so I'm just going to be a little bit more cautious once these trades complete. So that's it. Let me hand you over to Mihaela.
Good morning, everyone. Let's see where we are. Now, Bitcoin's done a retest of the, I'm going to start with the smaller time frame. Bitcoin has done a retest of the 0.5 level. I don't know if it's going to get rejected here. The stochastic on the 1 hour seems to have topped out. I believe that it will do at least a 702 or a 786 correction in the long, sorry, not in the long run, but today in today's move. I think this was a slight recovery, and now we're gonna head down for a deeper correction. It rarely does just a golden pocket correction. It might stop here. It's above the midline of the wedge, this consolidation wedge that it's been in. So again, keeping an eye out. But personally, I started with I started a small short with half of my. I call it small because I only put half of my position here when these wicks on the 1 hour showed up, and then I expected it to go a little bit higher. I expected it to go to 21.6, but it didn't. It stopped at 21 almost 5. So I said that's good enough. But I only put half of my normal position, looking to see what's going to happen in New York session. It might go up a little bit higher, and I'll DCA the other half at that next lift. But to me, on the 15-minute, this seems to be a swing, an impulse wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up complete. I have my 15-minute signals saying we've topped out for the moment. So, you know, strategy is strategy. That's what I would. That's what I choose to do. So. I am looking at two things. Again, the structure that we mapped out yesterday still holds, because yesterday was a tedious day. We just moved up and down within a 2% range. The market is being contained, waiting for the news today. Like, there's loads of news. Some German news came out already, and it's negative. It's something related to the consumer index or something. Yeah, like the FOMC meeting and the rates generally bring a lot of volatility to the market. There were times when they pumped the market initially just to dump it later. So I am trading very cautiously, keeping an eye out today, because again, my patterns, my babies, my pattern.
Your exes. 10 exes.
My exes. So my patterns, my babies, rarely let me down. There needs to be, if I'm looking at this wedge, there needs to be a touchdown to the bottom. Ethereum slightly different. I'll talk about Ethereum in a couple of minutes, but for Bitcoin, I find it hard to believe it won't do a 786, which would be another touchdown to this bottom line, testing the 20K level.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well.
So I find it, I just find it hard to believe. I put my target at 20K. don't. Well, no, I'll so ready to jump on an extended target. No, I would recommend having your targets at 20,300, which is the 702 level, and then boo. Disagreement on Roy's part, but the cautious. So there are two cautious things to do now. So the first one would be enter a short cautiously. I wouldn't put all the position in. I would save money for a DCA in case it decides to pop up. We are nowhere near a breakout to the 25K confirmation. So just so that you understand why am I shorting, because in this wedge we have broken back into it. The next step is coming back down to the bottom line. So if it reaches the previous level of 0.382, so 22K, if it holds this one and breaks out, I might have to take a loss, and because I've DCA'd, I will take a smaller loss I don't know if in percentages. But yeah, this would be my loss scenario, which of course we have to take into account and be prepared for when we are in the middle of the middle right here on the wedge. But I believe that the trend, the move today, just as it, like yesterday, Asia started with a low and the move was this small correction. I expected it to be a bit bigger, but that's where it is. Today, I think the move is down. The more conservative would be the 702 level. My TA level for take profit would be 786. So again, I see short signals this morning. That's what the more likely scenario is. In terms of the MAs, let's see where we are. We haven't yet reached, yes, this is what I was showing BFAM on the chats last night. So I was showing her how it does a lift up. So a lift up here and then a drop, and then a lift up here and then a drop, and then a lift up here. I expected it to go, that's why I said 21.6, because it was a 20 EMA and the 20 MA on the 4 hour. They're very close in level. And then another drop down to the bottom of the 1 hour arc. I still believe this is still the 1 hour arc, very similar to the 4 hour arc. I've accepted that
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. I know sometimes that happens, but my mind is still struggling with that idea. But this is mountaintop, whether that is on the 4 hour or on the 1 hour. This is a mountaintop. This is the space of the arc. This is generally where I've seen it come down. Despite my denial, it has come down, and I remember longing at times, thinking, no, we're gonna keep going up. Look, there's an ascending channel upwards, and then came back down. Now, let's not digress. Let's move to the MAs, because this is what I wanted to show you. In terms of the MAs on the 4 hour, we seem to have great support. Again, I've been here before. I looked at the 4 hour, said, oh my God, it looks brilliant for support, just to do a massive, like a 4 or 5% drop to the downside when I expected it to pump. So we do have the support of the 200 on the 4 hour, the support of the 10 and the 5 on the 4 hour. The 5 is crossed over the 10. However, the 10 is pointing down and the 20 is coming down as well. In terms of the daily MAs, look at what's coming down. Both the 50 and the 5 are coming down with gusto. Like, this is a very acute angle over the 20. I'm not sure this is the daily. This is the daily. I wouldn't long here unless we get above the daily. And again, I would wait for this day to be complete, because it is a notoriously volatile day. So the only time when I'd change my narrative from the shorts would be to get back above the 20 and above the 5 and above the 50. So if if today closes somewhere around the 20, again, it's our 22K level for the up. If the day closes somewhere around there, then yes, I would be changing my narrative to favoring another leg up to the 25K.
See the 1, 2, 3, potentially 4, 5 on the way down. See that rejection candle from yesterday?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're tricky to read because it looks like it's a reversal.
Yeah, like that. No, not like this one.
Yeah, to a degree, because you get a small lift. So the bottom of that yesterday was 3, back up for 4,
and then 5,
and then down for 5, and it just happens very quickly. So it looks like a rejection.
Yeah.
Candle, but it's not.
Yeah, yeah. So that would be, yes. It looks like a rejection. Potentially, yeah. Well, it's also the golden pocket. The golden pocket is a temporary support. So I've seen the golden pocket for XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. I've seen the golden pocket being used as temporary support. So it's normal to get what looks like a rejection there. Now the 10 on the daily is not coming down. It's still sticking up like this. Not a huge fan of how it looks, but again, I've two against. I've 2 big MAs coming down, and it's only the 10 that might need a little bit more time to reset. Again, trade cautiously. We have to accept we have to know our validation and invalidation points, and act when those are reached. Until then, the direction for today is down. We have confirmed also, by the way, the downtrend by closing 2 candles below the 20 on the daily. Now, let's move to Ethereum. Ethereum is Ethereum is very tricky to trade these days. I'll start with the trade that we mapped out. So we were somewhere around here, I think 1400 or 1390, and I texted, I posted on the chat to take your profits at this level because it looked like it was bottoming out. It did meet the target, great. But with this double bottom on the 4-hour structure, I would not trust Ethereum with my profits. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I would just take my profits and wait to see what structure it holds. And yes, it did. Ethereum did a nice lift up. It has that momentum. Ethereum has that momentum, and I've been looking at the, again, 1-hour/4-hour arc. It still looks odd to me what that is. And it would have, so if this is the swing into this, if this is the swing into this consolidation, let me put the line like this, because I've turned it around to map it out at least 10 times. So I look for 3 touches to the top, 3 touches to the bottom. So Ethereum seems to be one step ahead because Ethereum has had, this is the swing into the channel. And then it had, because of its volatility, it had an extra swing that Bitcoin doesn't have. So Ethereum has had those 3 touches to the top and 3 touches to the bottom. And then the breakout, it had that. So to me, Ethereum looks in a much more consolidated position to do a leg up. I don't think it will if the market comes down. In terms of the signals, we are above the 55 on the 1 hour, which would be a great place to reverse from and go for another leg down to test the 1250. The 1250 would be my next the next trade to do, and it would be a super juicy one. It would be a super juicy one. So again, if I were to trade Ethereum, I'd start with half of my position where it is. I'd add the other half on confirmation here, breaking the 20 on the 1 hour, and I'd follow it down to the 1270, just to be on the safe side, and that would be an 11% trade. So that would be it. It almost came close. Ethereum again had the most resilient upswing, because it almost came close to touching the bottom of the structure it came out of. And if I am to pull it down ever so slightly, it has actually touched the bottom of the range rather than the line, the exact line of the pattern. So Ethereum is looking, Ethereum at the moment is holding support on the 1 hour. When it loses that support on the 1 hour, I see a drop down to retest the 1370, and then if that breaks, the 1270 would be my next target. Again, let's talk about the possible pump scenario, which again might happen in this cases of volatility. The market makers want to catch as much liquidity. So at the moment, if it breaks back into this range, if it breaks again the 1500, if it breaks the 1500 level again and it holds it, then this is the way up. So breaking into it, holding it, and then breaking out of it into towards the technical target of 1800. Again, it would still be a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the way up. Nothing has been invalidated at the moment until it loses the support on the 1 hour. The move down doesn't have confirmation, because the 1 hour is holding support. But if it does lose that support, those would be my levels. And again, if it gains the support, let me change to the 4 hour, because I'm pretty sure we have something there. Yeah, so on the 4 hour, it's testing the 20 EMA at the moment. And if it breaks above the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA on the 4 hour and turns them into support, again, that would look great for getting back into the 1500, 1600 range and breaking it upwards. So let's watch closely today. I believe we've had a slight breather on the way down. I think this is just level 2, and we're gonna get another leg down. And for Ethereum, that leg down is the 1270. If it breaks that level, then yes, we're coming all the way down to the bottom of the arc. But it could be an ascending arc, because it's already done its consolidation. So it would look slightly different from Bitcoin's. The way I read it, I analyze it this morning. So that's me. That's me. I'll post the TA on the chats, and let me know if you have any questions on the chats, and I'll keep you posted as we have the news from the States. I think it's gonna be at 9:30 our time, so 7:30 Dublin time.
Yeah, and that would be a great time if you can be online, because depending on what he says, 2 things: 1, the amount, and then 2, the sentiment of what he says could push the market strongly one way or another.
Yeah.
So you'll probably see strong price action this evening. So part of my thought is, do you remember saying your thought was going to go a little higher, but didn't?
Yeah.
Still might do that between now and then.
It still might do that, yeah.
And then we get that sharp drop down, possibly this evening. If it doesn't happen beforehand, it is possibly this evening. Yeah. If this drags out a little longer, goes up a little higher. Excuse me. That could be a play there.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. So that would be a time for us to be online and to keep up to date with how the market's moving. Other than that, have a great day.
Yeah, have a great day, guys.
And good luck.